all of them, no exception, will say that they should release him.
My people, no be smart, no. Mazina the Kalu go to turn everybody to worship and lead everybody to God. Waiting in do for prison. But no pastors for if you do in go there represents in people. In go there make people understand say now in be the light. Any place where in go light must shine. Now why I love Mazina the Kalu. So many things we be say in do. In fact, I go allow when I watch everything. Even one of him prison mates who did their con they testify so many things about Mazina the Kalu. Don't they talk good things about Mazina the Kalu? In go there, in make people believe in within in the try talk. And people think say I sing go there now, in go there to for him to end up in life. But you know, they don't know say people go fall in love, people go make them they popular. The way thing that they do now, they make them they more popular. So I go just allow one at the end of I go play the video where be say one of prison mate waiting in talk so many things we in talk waiting they take no Mazina the Kalu for prison and so many things we be say the guy talk. I go just listen and by one myself and again at the end when I go just listen to waiting in talk and the preaching and the worship will be saying lead all the whole prisoner. So pay serious attention. Share this video right now to everyone on every social media platform and make sure say you click the subscribe button for more updates. Don't forget to drop your opinion at the comment section and drop your emoji button. Tap your emoji button love message for the people who love Mazina the Kalu and say free Mazina the Kalu on the comment section. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. Don't forget to drop your opinion at the comment section. Listen and watch for yourself every single thing with this man talk about Mazina the Kalu. And now at the end you go listen to waiting listen to the powerful praise and worship where Mazina the Kalu lead the prisoners. Thank you.
I just came out from Sokoto Correctional Center. Where Mazina the Kalu is serving his prison staff. So I think I call Tarabia roundabout near the correctional center in Sokoto here. I just came to inform him that his record of appeal, we have transmitted it at from Federal High Court to Court of Appeal. His appeal has been entered. I just came to share the good news with him. I came to celebrate Easter with him here and to also encourage him. So when I arrived, I went to see him. So we have a very fruitful discussion. So and his spirit is high. For those of you who think that Mazi they have right Mazi has agreed to be the struggle. You don't know whom you are talking about. You need to come and see him. He is committed to the struggle. That's one of the things. I don't know the kind of spirit he is. We are talking about they are going to give him pardon. You give pardon to a criminal, not a freedom fighter. I know what I'm saying. So for those of you who feel that he's going to die here so that he will take over the direction of the struggle, you are just dreaming. I'm telling you, when you see our brief of argument and everything, you give judgment by yourself. So everybody should remain calm. Those of you who are listening to gossip, why should we listen to gossip? Why should we listen to social media? We are the people the federal government believe on so to destroy the struggle. Why should we listen? So just relax. Our appeal has been entered. This is a record of appeal. I've given him his own copy. So I will be with him here from now till Easter to celebrate Easter with him. And also, I also want to use this opportunity to thank the sister, those who are in our Sokoto here taking care of him. I want to also thank you people. You guys are doing well. All the lovers of freedom. What passes it for me is prayers. I hear them say, nobody can bribe him. Nobody can force him to do funny thing. He's committed to the struggle. He has said it and he continues to say it. He never committed any crime. Of course, people know that he never committed any crime. So we are committed to what we agree. And I believe at the end of the day, at the end of the tunnel, we will see light. Thanks and God.
Our Father who art in heaven, that your name may be hallowed by men, that we may bow at the mention of it, that we may offer every glory unto thee, that we may offer you every adoration and adulation, because there is none like thee. You fight our battles for us. Every blessed day you demonstrate through your kindness and your everlasting mercy that you are our Lord, our God, and our Creator. This evening we offer these your children unto thee all over this very planet that you created. They are listening across the entire 24 time zones on this very planet where they inhabit. They are listening to your gospel this very evening, this gospel of redemption, a gospel of hope, a gospel of restoration, a gospel of renewal, this very gospel of freedom, this very gospel of emancipation as only you ordained. Only that this very gospel must be preached, that mankind may be set free. My goodness me, I want to remain in the spirit because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee, to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, O Lord of hosts, to have mercy upon us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence.
I beg, make una help me share this video, make people see the good things about Mazenande Kalu.
God will punish you now and forever.
Well, I will rise and come back. Can you please take him out? I will come back. I rise.
What you're doing is not law.
Please.
You don't know the law.
Please.
Show me.
Please.
I can show me where you have the right to wave my right to find my address.
Get the microphone from him, please.
I said, show me. Show me.
Excuse me.
Show me.
Get the microphone from him.
No, leave it. I said, leave it. It's a court of law. I'm under trial. I'm under trial. I have to speak. Place says you can wave my right. Show me the place. I don't see it. Show me. Show me. Which law says you can try me an unwritten law? Show me. You cannot show me. You're a judge. You can't be a judge. You don't know law. You don't know law. Nonsense. Where is the family address? Where is it? Which law gave you the right to go to my family address? Which law gave you the right? You can try this. I try with me. What is this one doing here? What are you 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 doing here? This is the idiot that attacked me. This is the fool that attacked me. That's the idiot that attacked me. Where's the food? I'm telling you, don't talk to me. I'm warning you, don't talk to me. I'm warning you, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. I said, don't talk to me. Smart people. You don't know law. Show me where it says you can wear my right foreign address. Show me the law. Show me the law. I want to show me the law. You don't know law. They are demoting you. You're writing rubbish. Show me the law. Unaddressed affidavit. You say you waive it. Are you doing their job for them? God will punish you. Now and forever. Any judgment, let it be on record. Any judgment given in this court is rubbish. Ask him where is the law. Ask for what? Where is the law?
All of them, no exception, will say that they should release him. All of them, they like him. The way they interact with him, you see that they like him. Everybody that detention facility, they will want him to go, but they will miss him. All. You have virtually all tribes in that detention facility, but all will want him to go. All are saying he's a good man. Those who don't know him, are they now saying that all the people who are with him don't have their reasoning and their thinking is bad? Everybody in that detention facility, I let the DSS conduct a survey. Everybody will say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a good man. The Igbos will say the same. Yorubas will say the same thing. The Fulanis will say the same thing. The Hausas will say the same thing. I met him just for how many days. See how I am passionate about him now. I'm among those who are his members already. Anywhere he goes, that is where I go. Because I know he's a good leader. You see, you will always want to be by somebody who will not betray you. Somebody that you know that will always stand for you. One of the things my family members told me that you should be happy that you were detained, because at least you have got to meet Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So that because when I went back home, I told them that I had a wonderful discussion with Mazi. I said, that means this is a blessing now. If you were able to, now are you sure? Say, I'm sure that somebody that I know very well that this. I told them the story about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That was why when I was going to protest during the last protest, and because a lot of my family members entertained fears that it was going to be that the security will clamp down on us, but they said no. If you cannot betray somebody who stood by you, who is a good person, we just pray for you. Whatever happens, go. Not because of what I told them about him. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist, and based on he was kidnapped from Kenya. Also, I think he was kidnapped. Why should you kidnap somebody and bring the person to Nigeria to come and try? And even in Nigeria, I think there was a judgment that was given that he should be released and a compensation paid. Why was that judgment not carried out? So this thing has nothing to do with law. It is pure political witch hunt, and that's why we want Mr. President to just end this. There might not be election in the southeast, and by extension in Nigeria. So that's why.
Why do you think so? Because
People will be disappointed, and when people are fed up, they no longer fear anything again. The worst will be death, and when people no longer fear death, they have reached a limit where they become dangerous human beings. And that is where this judiciary is pushing us to. And that's the reason why the Mr. President needs to halt this, so that we don't get to that level. Because that is what will happen. You like to bring all Yoruba, as long as the system will work, but they must be competent. If you like, bring all Igbos. Okay, why are we not complaining that the Super Eagles of Nigeria is dominated by Igbos? Okay, because we want to win, ba? Why are we not complaining? Because we want to win.
What will you tell the president about the Southeast who feel that they need healing? The killings in the Southeast, how can we stop it? The people of the Southeast continues complain about marginalization. How can we address this? What do you have to say to the president?
The marginalization is real. And that is why I'm appealing. Well, first, release their son. They love him. And this same is their son, is their leader. They love him, they respect him. They want him released. He is the only person in the entire of the Southeast at the moment that can say, all of you, put down your weapons. Not with force. Okay, you have sent military there. They have not been able to achieve that. A man that can tell them to put down their weapons and they will listen to him, why will you keep him in custody? Those that are giving you contrary advice to what we are telling you now, they don't mean well. We want peace in the Southeast. These people will be able to help your government to improve and also improve livelihood because they are hardworking. You don't, with this agitation, okay, during the last protest, even in the Southeast, all shops were closed. The roads were empty because of one man. Which governor do you think in the entire of the Southeast can command such respect? So release him. The marginalization is real. But President Tinubu, you are trying. I think one of the service chiefs is even from the Southeast. So give them, those who are competent. I'm not just saying give appointment because somebody is from Southeast. I don't want that at all. You have competent people from there. Bring them on board. Let all of us work together in the interest of national healing. You see, when I talk to my brothers in the north, they come and tell me, oh, do you know that Mazinam the Kanu that you are talking about, Mazinam the Kanu, they are the ones that killed Sardauna? I say, was it Mazinam the Kanu that killed Sardauna? They say, no, it was the Igbos. I say, okay, what about the Igbos that were killed by our own brothers? That, you see, what happened in 1966, a long time ago, the major who took the decision did not consult all the Igbos before he took the decision. It was his own decision. And that decision, many Igbos lost their lives again as a result of the counter coup. Do you know how Ironsi was also killed? I always want a balanced argument, not just arguing because out of a sentiment. Do you know how Ironsi was also killed? There was a counter coup, and many Igbos lost their lives. So now we cannot continue like that. Let us come together and understand ourselves and forgive ourselves. We are talking about forgiveness. Mr. President, if you achieve this will be your greatest achievement as the president. Release him so that you bring everybody on board. And you will be seen as even the best president for bringing peace. Anything, all achievements without peace is useless. Okay, now, if you construct all the roads in Abuja and people are being killed, okay, what are those that will make use of the roads? If all the hospitals are even functional, and before people get to the hospitals, they are already dead, what will be the use of the hospital? Peace is very important. And even Mr. President will agree with me that to achieve peace in the Southeast, don't listen to these governors. You know that you need this man to come on board because they love him. Once people like, respect, and honor somebody, before you take that, whatever you say about that person, they will not agree. Let the person come to talk to them. That is my appeal. We are appealing to Mr. President. I'm not an Igbo man before anybody will come and say, oh, because you're an Igbo man, is your brother. I am only being objective. And because
we can, to save ourselves from extinction, from a people who are determined to come down, to take over the lives of the children of the Most High, a day that we have drawn a line in the sand from which we can never, ever retreat. We are not going to surrender our land to Janjaweed. It is not going to happen, not now, not tomorrow, not ever. I welcome each and every one of you, and as I do so, and as it is customary with us here, I will urge you to welcome other people as well, because the whole world is listening. And having waited for very many years for the governors in our land, the entire East, by which I mean the Southeast and the South-South, to do what their counterparts in Yoruba land did, and even what the terrorist Miyetti Allah also managed to do, which they have failed to do up until this very day, we have decided to take it upon ourselves to defend the land of Biafra. We are determined and we are resolute, and we are not going to stop until we eradicate every trace of Fulani terrorism, every trace of hegemonic Janjaweedism in our midst. Until that happens, we are not going to waver. We are not going to retreat, not 1 inch, not 1 iota. We have come that we may do the bidding of the Most High for that which we were sent, or should I say born, in the first place. We are going to defend our land against the ravages of Fulani terrorism. We are going to defend the lives of our people against state-sponsored extrajudicial killings by the zoo armed forces. We cannot allow what happened in Obi, Watampo, in Aba, in Faruku, in Emene to happen anymore. It can no longer happen in our land. Today, we are sending a note of warning, or should I say caution, to all those that delight in shedding the blood of Biafrans and innocent people right across the length and breadth of this zoological republic called Nigeria. That from this day onwards, any attempt to kill innocent people will be kindly reciprocated. Any attempt by the zoo army or the police to kill innocent populations the same way they did in Obibo will be met in equal measure. Therefore, it has fallen upon this very generation to defend our land against the excesses and ravages of Fulani terrorism and the hegemonic tendencies of the Sokoto Caliphate. For years, our mothers have not been able to go to the farms. Our daughters are being raped and cut into pieces. Everybody is aware of what transpired at Nimbo, at Ozowani, what is happening right now in Delta, what is also happening in Ebonyi State, and also in parts of Abia. We cannot allow it to continue. We have cowards and spineless, lily-livered idiots as governors. They have given over our land to the Janjaweed to occupy in perpetuity. This very generation, this very IPOB will not tolerate it. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. We would rather all perish and die than to allow our land to be taken over by the Janjaweed. It cannot happen. This is a warning to all the governors who are conspiring due to one political consideration or the other to give our land to infidels and blood-sucking demons from the Sahel. It cannot happen, not under our watch. It's not going to happen. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. Our invaders, we are being told, come from Senegambia. We are being told they come from Mali. Some are from Niger Republic. Some are from Chad, according to the governor of Kaduna State, El Rufai. Therefore, we are setting up the Eastern Security Network to combat the excesses of these vagabonds and criminals from across the Sahel. Along the same lines as Amotekun, and even the ones set up by the terrorists themselves, Mieti Yala. What we are launching today officially before the congregation of a global audience is the Eastern Security Network. Not a Biafran army, no. Anytime this army will march, we shall let the world know. But for now, and for our present purposes, we are there to defend the land of Biafra against these marauders from the Sahel, against a very determined incursion being led by terrorists, Fulani terrorists to be precise. What we are doing is no different from what Amotekun is seeking to achieve in Yoruba land. What we are doing is not far from what Mieti Yala, the terrorists themselves, are seeking to achieve in the northern part of the damnable Zoological Republic. Our response to the endless cycle of insecurity, lawlessness, mayhem, destruction of lives and properties in Biafra land is the launch of this very Eastern Security Network. This very day, in the coming days and weeks, you will see them in their uniforms. You will see them performing very critical and vital functions of ensuring the security of our land. I urge each and every one of you to give them your maximum cooperation. Attempts in the past to resolve This very raging Fulani terrorist incursion into our land has been very fragmented and piecemeal. It has never worked. Just a few days ago, we received reports that Delta State under Governor Ifeanyi Okowa launched what he referred to as Delta Safe Operation Delta Hawk, only for Delta State. Whereas Yoruba governors launched Amotekun to safeguard the whole of Yoruba land. Miyetti Allah launched their own vigilante group to safeguard the interest of Fulani Janjaweed all over the Zoological Republic. When you come to the east, by which I mean the southeast and the south-south, all the governors there are cowards. They have not done anything to secure our lives and our properties. That is why we felt it is necessary for us to do the right thing to protect our land, or else we will go the way that the Hausa people went. And we are not going to allow that, not under our watch. They have managed to fragment our people. They have managed to divide us. No governor in the southeast or south-south has the courage nor the conviction to stand up to defend the people. Therefore, we must. Therefore, IPOB must defend our land to the very last blood in our bones. We are not going to stop. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever, until we rid our farms and our forests of every vestige of Fulani Janjaweedism. This evening, I'm announcing it, that our forests and our farmlands shall be free of Fulani terror presence. They cannot dwell in our bushes. They can bring down their cattle to do their business, after which we expect them to domicile in our cities and in our towns, to rent houses like any other group of people. If they decide to venture into our forests and into our farms, they will have us to contend with. We do not care who they come with. We don't care if they come with their army, their air force, or whoever is supporting this caliphate relentless incursion into the south. We shall meet them head on. We shall confront them. I do not want to hear about any rape of a mother anywhere starting from this very night. I don't want to hear that any daughter of Biafra has been abducted anywhere in our territory, because starting from this very evening, our forests and our farmlands are no-go areas for Fulani terrorists masquerading as headsmen. Because the Fulani very cleverly discovered that the only way they can defeat our people is by dividing us. That is why all the governors of the South-South and the Southeast never got together to float any security outfit capable of defending our land. None of them did. Absolutely none. Even what their counterparts are doing in Yoruba land, they cannot replicate. What ordinary terrorist group like Miyetti Allah is doing, your so-called governors cannot do it, because they are cowards. They are beholden to the caliphate. They have come to do the bidding of the Fulani Janjaweed, and we can't allow them in our land. If they want to serve the Fulani caliphate, they can go to the north and do it. Not in Biafra land, not anymore, not from this very night. That is why this very announcement is being made before the full view of the international community, that they may understand how serious we are, how determined we are. As somebody quite rightly said, the only way to eat an elephant is by cutting it into pieces. The only way the Fulani Janjaweed can overwhelm us is by dividing us. If you are an agent of Fulani Caliphate, if you have come to do the bidding of Fulani Janjaweed in our land, I am asking you this very evening to retrace your steps. Because again, starting from this very day, anywhere Biafrans are killed, any governor, any police commissioner who tolerates the massacre of innocent people will pay very dearly for it. Will pay very, very dearly for it. do not underestimate our resolve, because this evening, first of all, I speak as a human being who is possessed of a compatriot spirit and empathy with the suffering of human beings everywhere, especially in the zoo that Britain created called Nigeria. Second, I speak as a witness to the suffering of Biafrans at the hands of their so-called fellow citizens in the zoo called Nigeria. And what we want to make abundantly clear is that we are warning everybody who is a stakeholder in the zoo about our determination and our resolve to ensure that our land is defended. This is a resolution we have reached, and it is cast in stone. I know that some people may say that Amotekun has some veneer of legal backing from their various houses of assembly in the West, that we must also seek to do the same in the East. We are letting them understand this very that our land is under occupation. The land of Biafra is under occupation with the tacit approval of those you call your political leaders. They have sold us down the drain. They have benefited from the relentless onslaught of a government determined to exterminate Biafrans, especially their youths. We are not beholden to them, because today we present to the world our first and our last line of defense against Fulani Janjaweed-inspired murderous anarchy and mayhem across the entire Middle Belt and the South. The Eastern Security Network is here to bring to an end years of Fulani Miyetti Allah terrorism in our land. This very security outfit is modeled, as I have said before, along the lines of Amotekun in the West, and even the vigilante group formed by Miyetti Allah themselves. Therefore, we are going to secure the entire Southeast and South-South, which is the former East, with the necessary assurance that crimes such as kidnapping, armed robbery, illegal abduction of innocent people is brought to an end very imminently. We must bring all these things to an end. We must understand that years of torment has come to an end. I also appreciate the fact that some of you, those who are in the service or in the pay of the Zoological Republic, I know that some of you cannot fathom what we are about to unveil this very evening. You thought that pictures were overwhelming. After this broadcast, the entire video will be released. That all of you may understand how serious we are, that we have come determined to do the will of the Most High Elohim. What is our story? I ask. Our story is that we have been killed for very many years. Just days ago, Fulani Muslims, yes, Fulani, call them headsmen, call them Miyetti Allah, call them Boko Haram, call them ISIS in West Africa. They murdered over 100 rice farmers, purportedly Christians, in cold blood in Borno State. Am I upset about it? Of course I am. Are we grieving? Of course we are grieving. But it is very, very disheartening, very, very discouraging that up until now, the international community have failed to do something about the murderous outrage perpetrated by Fulani terrorists on a daily basis against innocent indigenous populations in the zoo called Nigeria. Sometimes I feel disconnected. sometimes outrage and anger over these killings and the insincerity, the duplicitousness, and the profound lacking of seriousness, or should I say, stark appreciation of history. Our people, we do not learn. We have never learned. And until we rise up, all of us, one after the other, to support these very glorious efforts we are making to secure our land, our enemies will triumph over us. But heaven will forbid it. We will ensure that that will never happen in our time. You might ask, what is history? It is a very dark, hideous history of our people, banned by those who rose to power on the ashes of a genocide they themselves committed. It is a history banned in schools out of a sense of denial, yet it is a history still accessible to anybody and everybody who is willing to learn. On the trajectory that we have decided to embark upon, there is no going back. People are going to call, I know that for sure. There are those who may be interested to understand the reason why we do things the way we do it. In the fullness of time, they will come to appreciate the benefit of our tenacity, the benefit of our dedication and devotion to ensuring that Biafra land is secured. There were those in the Middle Belt in years gone by who stupidly joined in committing genocide, dishonestly, I must say, against the people of Biafra. They called it a civil war. They said they fought that very war to unite Nigeria. That same Nigeria is now killing everybody, or should I say, presiding over a reign of terrorism from Fulani Janjaweed. All of you are now regretting it. History is now repeating itself. What transpired against Biafrans, all the conspiracy against Biafra, is now being visited upon those very people that helped the Fulani Janjaweed terrorist caliphate to inflict what amounted to the second worst genocide in the history of the world. Some of them are weeping. We are all weeping. But none of you wept for Eastern Nigeria, so to speak, which is land of Biafra. None of you wept for the Igbo when they are being massacred. None of you wept for the Efik. None of you wept for Anang. None of you wept for even Ejo and other ethnic groups that made up Eastern Nigeria. None of you ever wept for us. We died that your useless Nigeria may be won, and today all of us are dying. But one day, weeping must come to an end. We have decided not to weep anymore. We have decided not to cry anymore. We have decided not to complain anymore. We have decided not to petition anybody anymore. But I'm sure by the time the Fulani Janjaweed gets exactly what they're looking for in our land, the world will be forced to intervene. This very security outfit is very, very proactive. It has been set up that very way. We are going to confront every enemy. We are going to confront anybody who will come to kill us. Because trust me, they will come. As somebody once said, there is a method in our madness. We will draw their army down into our land. Their flanks will be opened up. Their villages will be occupied by bandits and terrorists that they themselves created. That by the time they are done, have no home to go to. All of them don't have no home to go to. The zoo is finished, and there is nothing anybody can do about it. I'm not going to keep on weeping. This very evening, we want to remind the world that Fulani terrorists massacred us at Nimbo. They killed us at Ozowani. They came to my house with uniforms and killed over 28 people, as of which my parents died. These people will continue killing. All of you are witness to what happened in Obibo. We cannot allow such to happen again. And any governor who foolishly sides with the zoo to inflict death, pain, and suffering upon our people will be held personally responsible, himself and his family. Himself and his family. And all of you that participated or encouraged the slaughter of the innocent at Obibo, you all will be held accountable at the right time. You cannot go free, including Wike. You cannot go free. I assure you, I'm saying it so that the world can hear. So that the day you meet your nemesis, they will know that I announced it live on air. If they want us to go to ICC, we go to ICC. Any court in the world they want us to go to, we'll go there. But Wike cannot go free. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever.
So sure, I don't hear everything. What do I think? Drop your opinion at the comment section. What do I think be the way forward? And I think when I don't agree with me that division is the best option for this country, because majority of people say we will still stay together. How we go still stay together when every tribe they hit each other, when all the whole tribe are hitting on each other? How is it possible? So what is the best thing? Drop it at the comment section. Share this video to everyone right now and drop your opinion. Then click the subscribe button for more updates.